One riff, one chorus, one shot at immortality. The 1970s minted rock anthems that never left our heads. Then many of the bands vanished from the charts. You know the cowbell, you know the yodel, you know the summer night sing-along. But can you name who played them? Tonight we count down 15 70s rock one-hit wonders we'll never forget. Keep score in the comments. If you nail all 15 before number 1, you're a legend. Let's roll. Every decade has giants. The 70s also had ghosts. Songs you can sing in your sleep by bands you can't quite place. This episode is for the ghosts. FM staples, movie moments, prom slow dances, and road trip choruses. Each one a perfect strike. Stay to the end. The final chorus will take you straight back to the first time you heard it. Rules are simple. One decade, one hit, no repeats. Hit means top 40. You've heard these hooks in cars, bars, and ball games. Tonight we put names to the riffs, from glitter bright power pop to big engine hard rock. Call your guesses as we go. We'll pin the best score in the comments. Number 15 starts now. This is the sound of midnight on a highway. Windows cracked, neon sliding across the dashboard, and a beat that keeps the car in motion. Driver's seat is built on tension. A tight, steady drum pulse, a bass line that refuses to wander, and guitars that flicker like passing lights. Over the top, the vocal feels cool but restless, like someone trying to keep control while the world tugs at the wheel. That mix, calm voice, nervous rhythm, gives the song its grip. It isn't loud, it's locked in. What makes it last is how carefully it was put together. Every part knows its lane. The drums drive, the bass anchors, the keys paint thin lines across the sky. The guitar hooks arrive when you need them and then get out of the way.
To the trick of the beat is no relief.
By the time the chorus hits, you're not just listening, you're inside the track. It's a late-night anthem that never shouts and never stalls. Plenty of songs try to sound like motion. This one actually moves.
Hey, rock lore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
Gotta be cruel to be kind in the right measure. Cruel to be kind.
Nick Lowe writes pop the way a master carpenter builds a table. Simple lines, no wasted moves, and everything stronger than it looks. Cruel to be kind glides on a clean backbeat, bright guitars, and a melody that feels instantly familiar. The trick is in the attitude. The lyric is cheeky and a little bittersweet, but the delivery is warm.
My best to understand, dear, but you still mystify. And I won't.
Lowe smiles as he breaks bad news, and somehow you still want to dance with him. Under the hood, it's a lesson in balance. The rhythm section keeps a gentle sway, like classic soul filtered through pub rock. The guitars jangle without turning sharp.
Be kind, it's a very good sign. And cruel to be kind means that I live.
Harmonies lift the chorus just enough to stick, then slip back so the verses can breathe. It's power pop with manners, catchy, crisp, and built to last. The best part? It sounds effortless, which is the hardest thing to pull off. You leave the song humming, not because it pushed you, but because it invited you in.
And I can't let go.
This is soft rock with a quiet spell on it. The tempo is unhurried, the drums are brushed smooth, and the guitars shimmer like heat over asphalt. Then the vocal floats in, calm, a little dreamy, and the whole mix turns weightless. You can hear why people talk about the Fleetwood Mac aura around this track. Layered voices tucked like feathers into the chorus, guitars that gleam instead of grind, and production that lets the air between the instruments do part of the work. The song's power comes from restraint. Nothing is pushed.
But the feel is so still love that I don't.
The bass steps lightly. The chords open like curtains. The melody rides long vowels and easy glides. When the harmony stack leans into "with you," it feels like gravity changing. You don't blast magnet and steel. You live inside it for 3 minutes. It proves that a song doesn't need to be big to be huge. It just needs to be sure of itself. Black Betty hits like a bar band hammer, a 4-count, a guitar slash, and suddenly you're in the middle of a stomp. What began as an old work song becomes a hard rock surge, booming kick, clapping snare, and a riff that's more shoulder than brain. It's simple by design, almost primitive, and that's the point.
Betty, bam-a-lam, whoa, Black Betty, bam-a-lam, she really gets me high, bam-a-lam, you know that's...
The groove throws elbows. The chorus arrives in one breath. The whole track moves like a crowd down a narrow hallway. The tension around it has always been part of the story. Arguments over origins and meaning, debates about whether to play it or ban it. But the record's staying power lives in the performance. You can hear sweaty amps, steel strings snapping back, a singer pushing the room forward. It's not polite, and it's not trying to be. Rock sometimes needs a song that clears the table in 2 minutes and change. Black Betty does the job.
Crazy music playing in the morning.
From the first, "Oh ho ho, it's magic," you know exactly where you are. Pure daylight pop with a bit of glam sparkle. The groove is light on its feet, drums bouncing, bass singing little counter melodies, guitars strumming with a smile. Then the chorus lifts like a kite. It's the kind of hook that feels like you've known it forever, even if you're hearing it for the first time. Listen closer, and you'll hear why it holds up.
I love a sunny day.
The verses are lean, almost minimal, so the chorus can bloom. The rhythm is springy but never sloppy. Every hit lands in the pocket. The vocal stacks are bright but not sugary, and the production keeps everything clean as glass. There's craftsmanship everywhere, but it never gets in the way of the feeling. Magic reminds you that pop can be smart and simple at the same time, built with care, delivered with joy, and impossible not to sing along to. These 5 songs show how wide the 1970s really were. Night Drive Nerves, Wry Love Notes, Soft Focus Romance, Bar Stomp Thunder, and Radio Sunshine. Different lanes, same result. Choruses that stuck, grooves that carried, and records that outlived their moment.
That it's part of a skill, but I can't help it have my...
The first thing you notice is the feel. Easy, unhurried, a groove that walks into the room like it belongs there. Then comes Paul Carrack's voice, warm, steady, and honest. He doesn't push, he lets the melody do the lifting. How Long sounds like a love song at first, but the sting is different. The lyric came from a band problem, loyalty and side gigs, so the questions land with a real-life weight. That's why it works beyond romance. It's a song about trust. Musically, it's blue-eyed soul built with smart rock instincts. The bass steps forward with a memorable opening line, the drums sit in a deep pocket, and the electric piano glues everything together. Guitars color the edges without crowding the vocal. When the chorus opens, Carrack leans into long vowels and clean phrasing, and the whole track lifts a few inches off the floor. Nothing flashy, just parts that fit perfectly. Ace never returned to the US Top 40, which is why this record carries the one-hit tag. But the performance made Carrack a singer musicians remember. Later, he'd front other bands and cut more hits under different names. Here, though, the charm is simple: a tight band, a believable story, and a voice that makes hard truth sound graceful. Some songs exist to make a gray day bright. Wham Bam is one of those, a pop-rock sugar rush with just enough guitar grit to keep it from floating away. The tempo is brisk, the acoustic strum sparkles, and the drum groove snaps like a rubber band. The hook wastes no time, pure syllables as fireworks, and the backing vocals answer like a crowd already in on the joke. Listen closer and you hear LA studio craft behind the gloss. The verses are compact, the pre-chorus tightens the spring, and the chorus hits right on schedule. Electric fills dart between vocal lines but never steal the spotlight. That discipline, verses that move, a chorus that lands, and an exit that leaves you smiling, makes 3 minutes feel like 2.
So listen to me.
It's bubblegum with a rock backbone. Silver only touched the Hot 100 once, but this single keeps finding new ears because it understands how the body hears pop. Bright acoustic downstrokes, snare on the 2 and 4, a melody that goes up when your mood needs it. You don't need to know anything about the band to feel the lift. The record does exactly what it promises, right on time. Here the lights dim, the patio door slides open, and an electric piano rolls out a smile you can hear. The groove is a gentle shuffle, the bass keeps a soft sway, and the vocal invites everyone closer. Dancing in the Moonlight is laid back by design. It imagines a world where the night makes people kind. That spirit, to gather, to relax, to move without fear, sits at the center of the song. The production is light on its feet. Fender Rhodes and bass carry the weight. Guitars play small, friendly figures. Drums keep the pocket loose but precise. Nothing crowds the vocal. The chorus doesn't shout, it glows. You can put this on a campsite, a back porch, or a wedding, and it feels right in all three. It's the rare track that works as background and as a sing-along without changing anything. There's deeper story in the writing too. The lyric came from imagining warmth after a hard experience. Maybe that's why the song feels like a wish granted. It's escapism with a heartbeat. King Harvest didn't rack up more big US hits, but they didn't need to. They built one of pop's great safe spaces and left it open for everyone. This video is sponsored by the Lowe store on Amazon, your one-stop shop for music lovers across reggae, rock, pop, and hip-hop. We built it for real listeners who don't want to dig through 1,000 listings to find the right gear. Inside the Lowe store, you'll find 5 aisles. VIP, top, battle-tested essentials. Headphones, turntables, speakers, gig-safe earplugs, smart speakers. Reggae vibe, roots and lovers. Rock made easy, automatic decks, warm bookshelf speakers, vinyl care. Rock lore, classic rock must-haves, open back cans, simple amps, living room concert vibes. Pop lore, feel-good everyday setups, clean, clear speakers, easy streaming, nostalgia-friendly picks. Hip-hop must-haves, punchy bass without the muddle, closed-back headphones and living room systems that handle low-end, plus a rotating crate of old album vinyl if you're rebuilding a 60s-90s collection. Every product page tells you who it's for, 3 pros, 1 con, and why we picked it. So you can choose with confidence. Flying soon? Check. VIP for noise canceling that tames plane roar. Mostly listening at home? Try open-back headphones that let live albums breathe. Want instant gratification vinyl? Our fully automatic turntable is 1 button from silence to music, and the record cleaning kit knocks down crackle so the bass tightens up. Headed to shows? Grab high-fidelity earplugs. Hands-free at home? Our smart speaker picks let you say, play 70s reggae or classic pop, and you're there. Deal alert! If you use the link in the description, you'll land on our curated picks with current best available Amazon pricing and active discounts where applicable. Prices change, so buy now to lock in today's deal. Tap the link in the description, pick your aisle, grab a favorite, and tell me which category you want me to build next. The Lowe store. Listen better, with gear that gets out of the way and lets the music live.
No, sir. The tears left me cold as a stone.
Elvin Bishop was a blues rock guitarist first, but the secret weapon on this record is the voice up front. Mickey Thomas, then a young singer in Bishop's band. Bishop knew the song needed a smoother tone than his own, and that choice turned a good tune into a classic. The band plays with a slow dance calm, clean electric guitars, patient drums, bass that rises and falls like breath. When Thomas enters, the vowel shapes melt across the bar lines, and the emotion lands without drama. This is a masterclass in arrangement. The verses leave space so the chorus can bloom. Guitar lines answer the vocal like a conversation, never competing, always supporting. Reverb is used like a soft frame, enough to glow, never enough to blur. The lyric tells a simple truth. Sometimes you swear you won't fall, and then you do. The performance honors that honesty by keeping everything measured and sincere. Bishop would be known on stage for big smiles and boogie, but here he and the band built a prom floor classic that outlived the moment. For many listeners, this was the one time his name hit high on pop radio. If you only get one swing at that bat, make it a slow motion home run. He did. Southern rock loves a strut, and Jim Dandy comes swaggering through the door. It's a 1950s R&B tune, reborn as a bar band romp. Cowbell knocking, guitars chopping, and the rhythm section pushing the room forward. Jim Dandy Mangrum plays the peacocking frontman, but the real twist is the duet. Ruby Starr's fearless voice slicing through the mix. Her lines don't just decorate, they drive, turning the call and response into a chase. The arrangement is gloriously lean. You can hear wood and wire, snare crack, pick scrape, the squeak of fingers shifting on strings. The chorus is built for crowds, easy to shout and easier to remember. It's not polite music, it's Saturday night music, a soundtrack for spilled beer and big grins. That's the charm. Not every classic needs poetry in the bridge. Sometimes you want riffs, winks, and a backbeat that doesn't take no for an answer. Black Oak, Arkansas brushed the pop charts this once and mostly lived on the road. Jim Dandy explains why. It's a performance you feel in your shoulders first and your head second. As one-hit wonders go, this is a snapshot of a scene. Loud amps, strong personalities, and an R&B root system feeding a southern rock trunk. One song, one statement, plenty of miles left on the tires. This is what happens when a band turns a joke into a weapon. Hocus Pocus starts like a straight-ahead riff rocker, huge guitar tone, drums kicking doors open, then explodes into yodels, whistles, scattered syllables, flute flashes, and organ stabs. It should feel silly. Instead, it feels daring. The groove keeps returning like a magnet, and every wild detour lands right back on the one. Jan Ackerman's guitar plays the bulldozer. Thijs Van Leer is the wild card, singer, flautist, organist, and yodeler in chief, piling color on top of power. The track is built in bursts: sprint, stop, show off, slam back in. That stop-start design is why it still works live and on radio. Your ear is always chasing the next hit. Under the circus tricks is serious craft. The riff is tight as a drumhead. The kick and snare pattern is a marching order, and the bass locks everything in place while the band throws fireworks overhead. Each break is a spotlight, a lightning guitar run, a drum flurry, a yodel vault that somehow doesn't break the spell. Prog often asks you to study. This one asks you to laugh and headbang at the same time. It's the rare instrumental with vocals where the words don't matter at all. The voice is another instrument, a burst of texture that makes the next riff hit harder. One record, equal parts muscle and mischief, and absolutely unforgettable.
The television man is crazy, Sam with juvenile delinquent rap.
A song can save a band. This one did. Mott were on fumes. Great live, unlucky on the charts, when David Bowie handed them All the Young Dudes and produced the session. The record moves at a royal walk, toms rolling like a parade, guitars chiming with glam sparkle, and Ian Hunter delivering the lyric like news from a new world. It isn't a preachy anthem. It's a street corner broadcast. The verses sketch out kids in boots and eyeliner, outsiders finding each other, turning boredom into style. The chorus, carry the news, sounds like a mission. Tell the rest of the city we're here. What makes it last isn't just the star power behind it, it's the tone. The song is proud but not stiff, dramatic but not heavy. The guitars don't crush, they glow.
And the Stones, we never got it off on that revolution stuff. What a dress.
Hunter's voice has grain and warmth, the kind that makes even a tossed-off aside feel important. And Bowie's fingerprints are everywhere. Arrangement space, stacked harmonies, a feel that turns swagger into community. Plenty of hits define a season. This one defined a posture. Chin up in eyes lined, guitars shining, future incoming. For Mott, it wasn't just a chart rescue. It was an identity locked in wax. Four sounds and you're in. The click of sticks, the most famous cowbell in hard rock, a slab of guitar like a falling wall, and a vocal that growls from the gut. Mississippi Queen wastes no time. Leslie West's tone is huge but clear. Thick mids, zero mess, and the riff moves like heavy machinery. Felix Pappalardi's bass and production keep the center of the track wide and chest deep, while Corky Laing's drums stomp a straight road through the middle. This is hard rock boiled down to essentials. Riff, roar, repeat. The magic is in how little it needs. No big key changes, no complicated bridges. Just a perfect call and response between voice and guitar, with that cowbell counting you back into the blast zone every time. It's not pretending to be clever. It's proving that a good riff is a complete sentence. Bar bands still cover it because the physics never fail. The groove makes bodies move. The chorus lands at exactly the right height to shout along. And the whole thing feels like a victory lap that started the moment the count-off began.
Town of Chicago died, and they talk about it still.
A British group writes a movie in 3 minutes, sets it in an imagined Chicago, and somehow hits #1 in America. That's the odd charm of The Night Chicago Died. It's a pop rock news bulletin with siren-like strings, marching drums, and a narrator who sounds both scared and thrilled. Historically, the geography and details are fuzzy. Emotionally, the record is sharp.
I heard pray the night Chicago died.
The verses build scene by scene, police radios, dark streets, worried families, until the chorus lifts into a cinematic shout. You can see the flashing lights even if the city map isn't quite right. Why did it work so well? Hooks, pacing, and theater. The arrangement rises and falls like a chase. The snare pushes the story forward, and the backing vocals widen the frame at every turn.
People song, I know what I thought the people song. Yes, indeed.
It's storytelling for radio. Big images, clean rhythm, and a payoff you can sing. Paper Lace didn't stack up more US top 40 hits, but this one keeps coming back because it captures what pop does best. Turns fear into drama, and drama into a chorus you carry out of the room.
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
Two songs welded together, a desperate guitar drama and a wordless piano prayer. Layla is first a sprint, twin guitars clawing for daylight, Eric Clapton pleading through his amp as much as through his mic, the band charging like there's no tomorrow. Then, suddenly, the floor drops into the coda, a slow sunlit piano theme, famously credited to drummer Jim Gordon, with slide guitar lines floating above it like birds. One part is all pressure, the other is release. Put together, they feel like confession and forgiveness in back-to-back chapters. The story behind the music adds weight, unrequited love, a tangled circle of friends, players pushing themselves into the red, but the recording stands on its own. Duane Allman's slide answers Clapton's lines like a second voice. Tom Dowd's production keeps the heat without losing detail. The band plays with the urgency of a last chance.
Make the best of the situation.
When the coda arrives, time slows. The piano says what words can't, and the slide guitar paints light on top of it. That's why the 1972 single finally broke through at full length. You need both halves to understand the whole. Layla isn't just a hit. It's a map of how longing becomes sound, and how sometimes sound finds a way to peace. The journey doesn't end here, Rock Warrior. Watch this next.